Okay, let's talk about the stories that News 12 did not cover. And I'm going to start with this. This happened not last night, but the night before. It was just Tuesday, November 16th. A person was struck and killed by a Long Island Railroad train in Nassau County at Mineola. News 12 did not cover this at all. In fact, no media covered this except for Daily Voice, because again, it's Mineola. We're like a dead zone here. A person on the tracks of the Long Island Railroad was hit by a train, killed overnight. The incident took place around 10:54 p.m. Tuesday, November 16th, just east of Mineola. Unfortunately, the person was pronounced dead at the scene. An investigation will determine additional details. Power was removed and train service was disrupted on a portion of the main line until 1:30 a.m. And so it took, I guess, about 2.5 hours for them to restore service, which is in line with generally how long it takes. But this caused a lot of problems on the railroad, and there was another incident that also took place, too, that we're going to talk about on the Long Island Railroad as well. That didn't even get a news story. But you see what happened here. We'll go to that morning right there, and you can see here we go all the way back here. Service was suspended, and, of course, they were not issuing – there was no shuttle buses available. People were left stranded once again. They really made a bad situation already worse. They also didn't add any service to the Hempstead branch at all. Just scroll through these things here. Service just, people were just stranded once again and had to get ripped off by taxis, Ubers, and Lyfts because they weren't, they just said service is suspended, service is suspended. Here you go. Where are the shuttle buses? There are no shuttle buses. All right, no shuttle buses. So this was, I think this is the train involved. The 1013 train was the train involved here. And then this train wound up having a problem here. One of the diesel trains, that departed 19 minutes late. And so, this was basically somebody was struck by a train here. Very sad. We don't know if it was a homeless person. We don't know if it was somebody who committed suicide. But very sad that this happened again. It's people shouldn't be being stranded. All right. But there was another incident that happened. So people had to basically wait 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours to get service restored. Those of us who couldn't, maybe you could have taken a nice bus. There might have been some. This is why the 22 and the 24 need to be 24 hours, in my opinion. That would probably solve a lot of problems. All right. But there was another incident that happened on the West Hempstead branch, almost right around the same time. West Hempstead service was suspended. But guess what happened? Guess what they got? They got busing. So how come they get busing, but we don't get busing? This is what I mean about it's obvious discrimination going on the Long Island Railroad. Once again, even the West Hempstead branch is considered more important to them. It's unbelievable. So they got busing. That's because you have some areas like Malvern, which have a certain demographic in them, and of course, well, they can't be stranded. They have to get bus service. Let's see. First train operate was 12:55, so it was suspended for approximately about 2 to 3 hours. It's very sad to have this happen twice in one day. That one didn't even get a news story, and of course, where else but Rockville Center, the newly elevated Rockville Center station, viaduct in 1950, because it's all about those people. But anyway, let's get back to what's going on here. Because there was some more stuff going on that News 12 did not cover. They did actually cover this house fire in Riverhead, so I'll give them credit for that. But they have not covered this missing Nassau County teen. 14-year-old girl missing from Hempstead. Jaime Rosenzo Flores was last seen leaving her home in Hempstead at 8 a.m. Tuesday, November 16th. Jaime was reported missing at 9:30 p.m. that day. She's described as 5 feet tall, 105 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. Her clothing description and possible destination are unknown. Okay, here we go. I think this was the other story that happened that they didn't cover either. This is a man struck by vehicle. No, this is another one. This is another incident. A man was hospitalized with critical injuries after he was struck by a vehicle while crossing a Long Island street. This crash happened at Patchogue at 5:40 p.m. A 54-year-old Patchogue man was crossing Medford Avenue when he was struck by a 2012 Nissan driven by a 62-year-old Holtzville man. The driver of the Nissan was issued a summons for driving with a revoked license, but I guess he stayed at the scene. And then we had this. Man dies from injuries sustained in Nassau County crash. This is another crash. This one happened in North Belmore. News 12 didn't cover this either. A 70-year-old man has died from his injuries sustained when he was struck by a vehicle on Long Island. Muhammad Yunus of Belmore was pronounced dead by hospital staff. This was reported on Wednesday afternoon, November 17th. He was struck by a 2015 GMC at the intersection of Jerusalem Avenue and Newbridge Road in North Belmore at 3:50 a.m. on Monday. The 41-year-old who was driving the GMC remained at the scene. But there's another crash that happened that we don't have an article for. And this is what happened in Franklin Square. This happened on Tuesday, November 16th at 11:05 a.m. It was a serious auto accident involving a pedestrian. According to detectives, a male pedestrian, 86, was struck by a box truck at the intersection of Franklin Avenue and Hempstead Turnpike. The male operator of the box truck remained at the scene, so the road was closed off, and this caused a lot of problems. And then this happened in Valley Stream as well. Eastbound Sunrise Highway is closed between Rockaway Avenue and Mill Road due to an auto accident. And I believe it was an overturned tanker. That happened today. So a lot of things going on. News 12 not reporting on, once again. And they barely reported on this. And this is the only information we have. Somebody was, their car went into the water in Oyster Bay. Only got 22 seconds. Still no report sent. Ridiculous. So, I mean, it did look not as bad as they could have been today, News 12, but they're still missing a lot of stories that they should be covering. There's no reason to be not covering all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. And then we had this, too. I don't think they covered this either. A Long Island man dies after being electrocuted. So I don't think they covered this either. A Long Island man has died after being electrocuted when he got out of his dump truck after it came into contact with an overhead electrical wire. Oh, no. Luigi T. Silini, only 18 years old, of Selden, was electrocuted when he exited the truck around 3 p.m. Wednesday, November 17th, at East Coast Mines and Material on Lewis Road in East Quogue. Officers from Southampton Town and Quogue Village responded and rendered aid to Cicinelli under East Quogue Volunteer until East Quogue Volunteer Ambulance arrived. Members of the East Quogue Fire Department also responded. He struck utility wires and was electrocuted while exiting his vehicle. A tragic accident. And I can't believe News 12 didn't cover that. Unbelievable. Here's the article on the box truck incident that happened in Franklin Square. So this is actually a better article here than the police actually provided. An 86-year-old man was hospitalized in serious condition after being struck by a box truck while crossing that busy intersection. So he's crossing at Franklin Avenue and Hempstead Turnpike, 11 a.m. Tuesday. The driver, the 34-year-old man, remained at the scene to assist detectives, and the pedestrian suffered severe trauma and was transported to an area hospital. So a lot of these accidents going on, a lot of crashes, a lot of stuff going on, and then also some crime as well. With this here, and a hit and run too as well. So police searching for a man accused of burglarizing a Long Island pizzeria. Suffolk County Police reported that the man threw a brick. Oh, here we go with another brick through a glass door again. That's a pretty good picture of him. This happened over the summer. So this is another one of those brick through the door front. This is Royal Pizza located at 209 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. Might be connected to all the other things, of course, middle of the island. So let's see what else we got. 3 missing teens. This was on the 15th. I think I covered these things already. I don't know. There's so much stuff going on. One more. Authorities search for a man accused of stealing from a Long Island Stop and Shop. This happened in Dix Hills, middle of the island. Let's do that. There was a hit and run also. Let's see if this hit and run happened. All right, News 12 covered this one, but you know why? Because it happened in Massapequa. A 72-year-old pedestrian was hospitalized in critical condition on Long Island after being struck by a hit-and-run driver in the middle of the afternoon. They said that approximately 1:23 p.m., a woman was struck by a dark-colored late-model Ford pickup truck at the intersection of Front Street and Park Lane in Massapequa. I think this was pretty close to the Sunrise Mall. After striking the pedestrian, police said the driver fled the scene, so that's a hit-and-run. News 12 did cover that one. That's the only one they covered because it happened on the, fill in the blank, it happened on the South Shore. And then we have another missing girl. Leslie Roxana Morales Soy of West Hampton Beach was last seen at her Mortar Street home on Sunday, November 7th. She was reported missing by a relative on Thursday, November 18th. So we have all these missing missing kids, and News 12 doesn't care. Well, I guess because they're not a certain demographic. Leslie is described as 4 feet 8 inches tall and 125 pounds with brown eyes and long black hair. She was last seen wearing black pants, a black shirt, and a black sweater. Police said Leslie speaks Spanish fluently, and she does not speak English. So we have a lot of missing kids out there. I might as well go to this one too as well. These 3 missing kids too. And News 12 didn't cover this either. Police on Long Island issue alert for 3 missing teens. I think News 12 is they got to spend less time on the pandemic and covering this stuff already. All right? They need to move past the pandemic. There's some people who just can't. They're just hung up on it. They have like OCD about it, almost. Police have asked the public's help for locating 3 missing Long Island teenagers. 14-year-old Jaredis Hunt, 16-year-old Malachi Sweetie, I'm probably not pronouncing the names correctly, and 16-year-old Jose Castro left the Timothy Hill Children's Ranch in Riverhead together on Saturday, November 13th, so more people fleeing that place. The Children's Ranch is located at 254 Middle Road and 368 Middle Road. It is unknown in which direction the teens traveled or where they plan to go. They do not suspect foul play. And these are troubled teens. It's like a home for troubled teens. And again, middle of the island. Jaderis is being described as 6 foot tall, 235 pounds with brown eyes, black hair, and a tattoo on his right wrist that says Mom. He was last seen wearing a jean jacket, blue jeans, and brown work boots. Malachi is being described as 5 foot 10, weighing 145 pounds. He has brown eyes, black hair, and facial hair. Police said that he was last seen wearing a red hood sweatshirt, black sweatpants, white and blue shoes, and a gold chain with a cross. Jose is being described as 5 foot tall and 145 pounds. Police said he has brown eyes, black hair, short black hair, and last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, light colored jeans, and black and red Nike sneakers. So we have all these children running away, and News 12 doesn't care. Unbelievable. And teens, I guess. So, and there's a lot, this place here, this children's ranch has a lot of problems. A lot of people running away from there. It's got a bad record. But News 12 doesn't investigate that. No, they'd rather. They did cover this Colpeg thing. They did cover the fire in Riverhead. But see, this is the problem. They spent too much time on this. Too much time on the damn pandemic. 2 minutes already. No, shouldn't be getting 2 minutes. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video on what News 12 didn't cover. Thanks for watching.